Hey, what's up guys, how you all doing? I'm Paul the Tech Giant and welcome back to the channel, where today I'm going to be unboxing and testing out this 65-inch LG C3 OLED. Now I know that I'm a little bit late to the party with this TV, but I think it's a great time to do a video covering it. Reason being that LG are soon releasing their new OLED range, which means that these TVs will be heavily discounted. Now, in my personal opinion, I think you are mad to buy a new OLED when they first come out because they are just so expensive. And to be honest, the outgoing models are generally like 90% of that TV anyway, but at a much lower price. We're talking half price or even sometimes up to a third of the price. And one of the places that you can pick up such a bargain is Peter Tyson, who are the retailer who are kind enough to send over these TVs for me to test out. Now, I've had a look on their website today and this TV has a good deal going on at the moment. At time of filming, they have an offer where you can save 10% off at the checkout with a code. And those TVs are all going to come with a 5-year warranty, free delivery. They even have finance options available too. So if you ain't got the money now, you can pay later if you so wish. But don't take my word for how good they are. Go on to Trustpilot. Check them out on there. They get a rating of 4.9. Don't think you can really get a lot better than that. So yeah, plenty of good reasons to make your next TV purchase from Peter Tyson. So once again, thanks very much to them. Please support the channel. Go check them out. Okie dokie, I'm going to do this video in my regular style. So what we're going to do, first take a look around the outside of the box. Get the TV out of the box. We're going to take a look around the back of the TV itself, look at all the inputs and outputs. We'll take a look at all the supplied accessories. Then we will get the TV wall mounted. Once we've done that, we'll set it up, take a look at all the menus and test it out. Right, let's crack on then. So as we can see, this is the LG OLED Evo 65-inch C3. Moving down and we get a little outline there of what the TV looks like on its stand. Moving across and we can see that this has the Alpha 9 Gen 6 AI processor 4K, brightness booster, ThinQ AI, Web OS, works with Apple AirPlay, works with Apple Home. Moving on up to the top right, we can see 10 years world's #1 OLED TV. Then we come to our energy ratings and they both come in at an F. Moving on down again, we see WebOS, 164 centimeters or 65 inches. And then finally, we have the logo there for Matter. Right, let's now take some measurements of the box, which may come in handy if you want to transport the box in the car or maybe just store the box somewhere. So, starting off with the length first, and that comes in at 158.5 centimeters or 62.5 inches. The depth, that's coming in at 19.5 centimeters or 7.75 inches. And finally, the height, and that is coming in at 95 centimeters or 37.5 inches. Right then, it's now time to get this bad boy open. One of my favourite parts of an unboxing video. I think my favourite part is actually putting off the screen protector. Be nice if we do get one on this TV. Some do, some don't. But anyway, let's get this lid open and see what we are dealing with. So we've got a bag there with some instructions and what looks like the remote. And a couple of parts, I'm guessing, there for the stand. There we go, we get to see TV for the first time. Peel that back, just check that out. That looks stunning. How thin that is. To be fair, I have seen thinner ones before from LG, but at the end of the day, you don't want them too thin because at that point, they become a bit too fragile. So what we've got the base of the stand there. Right, now that we got the TV out of the box, let's take a look around the back of the TV itself. So, the design this year is different from what I've seen before in the past. So, we've had it sort of a shiny back before, but this time, as you can see, it's quite a sort of rough texture to the back and be honest, I'm quite liking that actually. I think that's quite smart. Moving along, we get the LG logo there, and we've got 4 holes for if we want to wall mount that. I'll measure those in just a minute. Moving on down, and we come to, yes, the power cable. Again, I'll measure that in a minute. But once again, it is fixed. LG, what are you doing to me? Other manufacturers allow you to disconnect the cable easily, swap it out for a longer one. I'm guessing it's not going to be that long, so yeah, I'm not sure why they do that. Moving down to the bottom, a little bit hard to see, but we do have a button just there, and we use that if we haven't got the remote to hand to turn the TV on, off, and control the menus. Move around to the side of the TV now, to the inputs and outputs, and this is the left hand side if you're looking at the TV straight on, or the right hand side if you're looking at it from the back. So we have an input there for the IR blaster. You also have inputs for satellite and antenna, optical digital audio out, LAN. Then we come to our HDMIs. We have 4 of those in total, and I am very pleased to say that they are all good for 4K at 120 Hz, which is amazing. And HDMI 2 is marked up as eARC/ARC. And then finally we come to the end, and we have 3 USBs in. Right, let's next take some measurements then, starting off first with the wall mounting holes. So those are 30 centimetres by 20 centimetres. Next up, we'll measure the fixed power cable. Oh, I can't believe they still do this. What an absolute joke. And this is coming in at just under 2 metres, so 193 centimetres. Let's now take a look at the supplied accessories. So first off, we're going to take a look at this stand, and it doesn't feel the heaviest if I'm being honest. So yeah, like I say, not the heaviest, plasticky there on the back, but I've got to say it does look very nice. So we've got the LG OLED logo there, like a brushed effect. I'd say it's like a bluey silver going on. And as you can see on the bottom there, we have that swivel going on. So when it's on a unit, it will swivel like that if you so wish, which yeah, is great. Moving on then, and we've got some plastic bits going on here. So that looks like it's a cover for the back of the TV, just to sit there. Next up, and I'm guessing this is going to be part of the stand again, so that will clip on and bolt onto the back of the TV. Moving on to the accessories bag now then, and we've got some instructions, energy rating stuff and whatnot, which you'll never read, I'm sure. Then we have our IR blaster. We have a couple of cable tidies there. Then we have some screws. Another packet of screws, again that's going to be to put the stand together. Then we have a couple of AA batteries, which are going to be for our remote control. So let's take a look at this. So there we go, all nice and fresh. Let's peel the protective wrapper off that. Oh, lovely, look at that. Yeah. So there we go, the magic remote control. If you're new to these TVs, so this is basically like a Wii remote control. You get a pointer on the screen, you wave the remote around, and yeah, the pointer goes with the action or the movement of your hand with that remote. I think it's very good. I think it's the best remote I've ever used like that. The design, not so great. As you can see, it's an all plastic affair. We do have some shortcuts on there. So we've got Netflix, Prime Video, Disney Plus, Rakuten, LG channels and Alexa. We also have this like little scroll wheel there in the middle, which as you can see as well is also our enter button. So overall it's yeah, functionality very good, design wise could be better. Okie dokie, we've come to what is my favourite part of the video, and I know you guys enjoy it too, and that is the screen protector peel. So on both ends of the TV we do have these little pull tabs. So I'm going to grab one corner and peel away. Ooh. Oh, I'll never get bored of doing this, I tell you. Proper satisfying. Oh yeah. Right, so I've connected up the TV to the mains, got my magic remote to hand, so let's turn on the TV for the very first time. So it's now saying press the OK button on your remote, which is the wheel in the middle. So I'm just going to press that down. So there we go, we've got a bit of voice feedback going on there. Now it's saying language, I'm English, so I'm going to move on to next. Now it's saying about the country, I'm in the UK, so I'm going to move on to next. So there we go, it's saying about the audio guidance is currently turned on. Do you want to keep it on or not? I don't want it on, so I'm going to press on no. Now we've come to how to set up the TV. Now we've got two options. We've got mobile device or just use the TV itself. So I'm going to use the TV and press on next. Next we've come to internet connection. So I'm on Wi-Fi, so I just need to now select my router and put in the password and move on. Now I'm all connected up to the internet. We've come to the terms and conditions. And as you can see, we are able to use this magic pointer. Good demonstration of it here. We can move it around on the screen. And what I'm going to do to get down to the bottom of the page is use the scroll wheel just like that. So if you want to read through it, you can scroll there, up and down. Very quick indeed. Again, I'm going to highlight the next and press on the enter button. And it's simple as that. Now again, I'm going to select all on the terms and conditions and just move on down, press on agree. There we go, we've signed our life away. Now we come to user environment analysis. Now at this point it's a good idea, if you've got any devices that you're going to connect up via HDMI, connect those up and then turn on that device and then move on to next. Now the TV has scanned the HDMI to see if anything's connected and I've hooked up my PlayStation 5 and sure enough it's found that. There we go, it says PS5 game console and I'm just gonna now click on next. Now it says the way to watch TV and you've got a few options here. So you've got set-top box only, TV and set-top box or none. I'm gonna say none for now and move on. Now it's asking us for our broadcast address settings, so I'm going to enter my postcode and move on to the next step. Now we come to TV installation type for optimal sound settings. So we have a couple of options here. We've got stand or wall mounted. Obviously you select stand if it's on the stand or wall mounted if it's wall mounted. Mine is wall mounted, so I'm going to select that and move on. Straight away we've come to AI functions. Now here we have AI Picture Pro and we have a toggle and AI Sound Pro and a toggle. So we have an image there of a baby and we have some music playing. Now if I go to AI Picture Pro and click that toggle, there we go, plays a bit of a short video and it shows us basically what it's like afterwards with the AI Pro. Turn it off and it shows us before, so it's looking a bit sort of washed out, a bit blurry. And then with on, there you go, more vibrant and more sharper. Now AI Sound Pro, again, I'll wait for the sound to play. If I turn that toggle on now, there we go, get the AI Sound Pro. Sounds a little bit thinner, but definitely louder. I think for now, I'm going to just leave them both on and move on to next. Now we come to always ready. When the TV is turned off, it switches to always ready to provide optimized wallpaper, voice recognition, and mobile device music playback. If you use a remote control other than the magic remote, wallpaper setting may not be supported. So again, we've got the option here, it says always ready, got a toggle so we can turn that on or off. For the moment, I'm just going to leave that off, but as it says there as well, turning this option on may increase the energy consumption. Do you want to continue? So like I said, I'm going to leave that off for now and move on to the next setting. Next up, we have an important one. So it's software automatic update. Now, personally, I would always recommend turning this off. So if you follow my channel, you'll probably know that I do regular videos covering the updates on these TVs, because sometimes the updates aren't always that great. So if you turn it off, that means that you'll get a prompt saying there's a new update, but it won't actually download and install that update. At that point, I would suggest you come watch my video or someone else's videos to see what people's feedback are on that update, whether it's worth doing or not. So yeah, I'd leave that off and move on to next. So we now come to LG account. So we can sign in with the mobile LG ThinQ app, sign in with the mobile web, or sign in on TV, or skip. And for now, I'm just gonna skip. There we go, explore the world with your LG TV. Nice little bit of video. Now it says recommended apps and services. Select your favourite apps and services to use on your TV, then you can easily sign up or sign in. But again, I'm not going to select any of those for now, I'm just going to click on done. And there we go, finally the TV is all set up. Now before we move on, what I want to do is quickly take a look at the design of this TV, because trust me, this thing is a stunner. Now if we start round the side, we can see just how thin this TV really is. Now don't get me wrong, some of the C series in the past have been thinner than this, but I think it's a good compromise. It's thin enough that it looks really nice and modern, but not too thin where it becomes a bit too fragile. And as you can see, just there we get the bulk of the TV at the bottom. But if we move around just a little bit, because it's actually recessed back quite a bit, you don't really see it. So, this sort of angle, even going further around, it is very hard to see indeed. So fair play, I think that's a great design and the first thing that I do love about this TV. And if we go round to the front, just take a look at how thin those borders are. They are mega. Now, if I pan back, and there's something else about this TV that really does stand out, or should I say, doesn't stand out. And that's the fact that it doesn't have any branding. Not a lot of people actually pick up on this, and a lot of manufacturers will slap their logo on the front. But fair play, LG don't do that. I mean, at the end of the day, why do we need to know what brand it is? We purchased the TV already. We know what brand it is anyway, so we don't need to be constantly reminded. And I think it gives it a much neater look. As you can see, we do have like this little lump at the bottom there, so that's got our sensors and a button in. But again, it's in the middle. It's nice and symmetrical. We've not got a logo set off to the side or anything like that. It just is a nice looking TV. Sleek looking, it's clean, it's exactly what you want. Moving on then, and we're now going to take a look at some of the menus. And we're going to first start off looking at the home menu. Now on the left hand side, you will see that we have some shortcuts just here. Probably most useful one will be the settings cog. Now moving over to the right, and we have a bit of advertising guff going on here. Not that keen on this. I don't think they should do this. Just makes it look a little bit messy. Down below, and we have these cards. So we have home office, we have game, music, home hub, sports, scroll across, tips, and edit list. Now moving down from that, and we come to our apps. Now once again, as always, I'm in the UK, so the apps I get on my TV may be different depending on where you are in the world. So I get Now, Netflix, the important ones if you're in the UK, BBC iPlayer, ITVX, 4, My5. So that's all the main catch-up channels covered. That is great. We get Prime Video, Disney Plus, Apple TV, Rakuten TV, YouTube, BBC Sounds. Then we've got other apps such as Sports Alerts, we've got Home Hub, we've got Art Gallery, I'll show you that in a minute, and then the web browser and media player, and finally Amazon Alexa. And at the end we can edit this app list. But of course, if those apps aren't enough for you, then of course we can click on the App Store. Now we're in the App Store, as you can see, we've got lots of different categories. So we've got featured there, just scroll down, we've got lots of stuff going on. And yeah, I'm sure there's something there to suit everyone. Now moving on down, and this is a great time to give you a demonstration of this magic remote and its pointer. So we're on the free on LG channels. Now we can use the directional buttons going left and right on there, or give the remote a wiggle, get out that pointer, and if we just go to the end, look at that, it just scrolls through them. How cool is that? It is far, far handier and quicker than using the directional buttons as you would on a conventional TV, or should I say conventional remote. And of course we've got that scroll wheel in the middle again, which we can speed things up with by just scrolling up or down to go through the list. So anyway, yeah, moving on down, and we do have that free on LG channels. Moving on down again, we've got Now Streaming, Life's Good Hub, Movie Celebrating Earth Day, New Releases, Popular Cinema, and of course we can edit this list if we want, so we can move it about and move stuff off. So yeah, that's great. Now as promised, I want to quickly show you the art gallery. Now if we click on this app, we get suggested pieces of artwork which we can display on our TV to give the impression that the TV is basically a piece of artwork hanging on the wall. So if I just click on, say, one of these down the bottom here and press enter, there we go, we get that up there. Turn up the sound, get a little bit of music playing, and it is very nice indeed. Again, always say it was better in the past. We used to actually get a border going around to simulate that it was actually a picture frame, which pulled off the illusion far, far better than it does now, but still they're nice to look at nonetheless. Next up, we're going to take a look at the quick settings. Now there's a couple of ways that we can get these up. First up is by getting the magic remote, pressing on the settings button just once, or from the home screen we can click on the settings gear just there, and then we get up our quick settings tiles. Now I think these look very nice indeed. So we've got a few going on here. We've got things like pitch mode, OLED pixel brightness, sound mode, sound out, sleep timer, eye care mode, screen off, game optimizer, multi-view, and music discovery. Now if I was to select, say, OLED pixel brightness, click on that, and straight away we jump straight into the brightness level slider just there. Think that's great, no messing about. Same with the picture mode, select on that, and you can scroll through the different picture modes. And again, we can go straight into advanced settings from that as well. That is great. Now at the top, if you think these ain't enough, or you just don't like the ones that are on there, well, simply press on this and then we come into edit mode. So from here we can press on the plus button and we can add any one of these if we so wish, or remove another one off. And we can customize them as well, we can move them around. So if I was to hold down on that one, we could slide that down to, say, the bottom, which I think is great. Next up, we're going to take a look at the main settings. Now the way we can get into these is grab our magic remote, hold down on the settings button for a long press, and after a second or two we should jump into those main settings. Now as you can see on the left hand side, we have picture, sound, general and support. We're going to start off with picture and select mode. So we have different picture modes, which are personalized picture, vivid, standard, auto power save, cinema, sports, game optimizer, filmmaker mode, expert bright space and expert dark space. Backing out of that, and we come to our personalized picture wizard. Now this could be very handy if you're the sort of person who gets a bit confused when it comes to setting up the picture on your TV, but you know what you like. So what this will do is offer up a couple of different images or multiple images and ask you to choose which one you prefer. And after a few rounds of showing you different images, it will then conjure up an image that hopefully you will like. And then at the end of that, you get your own personalized picture mode in the picture mode settings. Next up, we have advanced settings. So clicking on that, we have brightness, color, clarity, apply to all inputs, reset, filmmaker mode, auto start, and we have a toggle for that, and reduce blue light, and once again, we have a toggle for that. Next up, we have sound. So clicking on that and going into select mode, you've got all the different sound options available. So we have AI Sound Pro, Standard, Cinema, Clear Voice Pro, Sports, Music and Game Optimizer. And I'll be testing those out in just a bit. Let's now move on down to General. So a quick look in here. So we have accessibility, So plenty of things in there if you need some sort of assistance. Backing out of that, we have Always Ready, which we've seen in the initial setup. Then we have AI Service. Now in here we have that AI Picture Pro, which we've already turned on, AI Brightness, AI Genre Selection, we have AI Sound Pro, AI Acoustic Tuning. This is great, uses the microphone on the remote control to tune the TV's sound into your room. Very good, I'll show that in another video. We've got voice recognition help, voice recognition settings, AI recommendation. Now backing out of that and we come down to OLED Care. In here we have Care picture settings, so we have off, comfort mode, theatre mode, kids care mode. Backing out of that again, we've got device self-care. So we've got memory optimizer, screen self-diagnosis and sound self-diagnosis. Backing out once again, we've got OLED panel care and we've got pixel cleaning. This could be very handy if you've got something weird going on with your screen. It will run a pixel refresh. Very handy to know. And then we've got screen move, adjust logo brightness and care recommendations. Moving on down again, we've got family settings. Quick look in here and we can see we've got usage limited settings, eye care mode, volume limit mode and screen time report. Then we've got programs, so this is all to do with like tuning in your TV. Moving on down from that, then we've got network, external devices, so again if you're connecting something up, we've got all the controls in there for that. Then we have system, quick look in here, we've got language, location, time, timer, safety, additional settings, reset to the initial settings. And then finally we have energy saving. Now backing out of that again, then we come down to support. And in here we've got one of the most important ones. We've got the software updates where, like I said, you can turn off that auto update or turn it on if you so wish, and also check for updates as well. Got user guide, quick help, home store mode, IP control settings, TV information, privacy and terms. Okie dokie, time to test out the picture now then. Starting off with a bit of HDR content. And oh my, that looks very nice indeed. Just check out those black levels. They are mega. Obviously being an OLED TV, you are getting those perfect blacks. And brightness is looking spectacular as well. Look at the colours on it, just popping. This is a nice bit of kit. Now I do have the G3 myself and it is brighter, but to be fair, this isn't no lightweight. Again, wow, the blacks, check that out. Look at that. Say it every time, but OLED TVs, personally at this moment in time, I don't think you can beat them. So, bit of Dolby Vision content now then, and Dolby Atmos sound as well. You may have seen that in the top right hand corner. Do love the way that the TV tells you exactly what you're watching. So if it's like Dolby Vision, it will say that. If it's HDR, it will say that as well. Other TVs, you're left wondering, you know, am I watching HDR content? Well, this thing will let you know. Wow, that is wicked. Just move around a little bit here. Again, because you're watching this at home through a different screen, you're not going to get the full effect as you would do in person. But if you've never tried out an OLED TV, trust me, go in store. Check one out for yourselves. Wow, that is super sharp. Oh yeah, check that out. So yeah, please go and check one out. You know, just don't take my word for it. Go and see one with your own eyes. That, God, look how clear that is. Colours are just really, really nice as well. Again, probably won't come across so well on camera. That looks amazing. The reds there against those lovely blacks. Oh, that's even better again. What a TV. It's like this stuff's real. It's literally like looking through a window, honest to God. I mean, just look at that. Okie dokie, now we come to the time to test out the sound on this TV. Now what I've done, I've fired up the PlayStation 5 and my son's playing a bit of Call of Duty. And we're going to go into the sound settings first and see what we are playing with at the moment. So as you can see, we are in Game Optimizer. Now this TV does have a 2.2 channel sound, but with AI Sound Pro, apparently it aims to recreate a 9.1.2 channel setup. Now I've got to be honest with you, I think they just chucked those numbers out there because that sounds more like lottery numbers to me than anything. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, why stop at 9.1.2? Why not 20.6.8, you know? Just seems a bit over the top, but there you go anyway. So we're going to whack it on that AI Sound Pro, turn it up a bit. And to be fair, it does throw the sound out quite wide, but it's a bit tinny sounding. If I move back here, have you got any guns you can fire off there, buddy? There we go. I've got to go into the sound mode, standard mode, sorry, and fire again. So that sounds a bit deeper, but not quite as loud. Let me just turn it up a bit more. Fire again there, buddy. There we go. Now on to cinema. Cinema sounds a bit better, if I'm being honest. A bit more depth going on there. Then we've got Clear Voice Pro. So not quite as deep, more tinny, but then again it is for speech. Then we go to sports. And so far I'd say that's probably sounded the best one, wouldn't you, mate? A good balance of sort of clarity and depth to that. Then we've got music. Just turn up a little bit more. That again is more muted sounded, but deeper again. And then back to Game Optimizer. So overall, right, that's yeah, quite loud. So overall, the sound isn't too bad, but I'm coming from the G3 where the speakers, I'd say, for that TV are pretty exceptional, to be fair. But considering how thin this TV is, which again is thinner than the G3, I don't think it's doing too bad. And there you have it in, guys. That was the 65-inch LG C3 OLED. Now, if you have enjoyed today's video, please do me a massive favour. Just spare me 1 second of your time to reach up and hit that thumbs up button. I've got loads more videos to come with the LG C3, so if you want to see those, then please make sure you subscribe to the channel. And hopefully, I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Bye for now.